Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my cover of Royal Beggars by Architects. So the lesson for this song is going to be as straightforward as the song is. The track tempo is 178 beats per minute. The entire song is at that tempo. There are no tempo changes. The time signature for this track is 4/4. There are no time signature changes. The structure of this song is fairly generic, just along the lines of regular pop structure. And that's all you really need to know before we dive in. So let's get started on this lesson video and get you learning the song. The first section I'm going to run you through will be the intro. And this groove is going to lay down a kick snare pattern that is going to be played throughout the entire song, and it really defines the feel for this song. I will first be playing at the track tempo, as I stated, 178, and then I will be dropping it down to 140 beats per minute. Here's the intro now. Okay, cool. So coming out of the intro, we're going to go into the first verse. The first verse isn't entirely acoustic drums. It's got a blend of acoustic drums that are sort of pushed to the back of the mix with some filters on them. And then over top of that, there are some samples, some electronic samples that are going on that are creating that groove. For the cover, to keep it interesting, I just played it as if it's all acoustic drums, and that's what I'm going to teach in the lesson video here. There's nothing too spectacular to talk about before I play it, so I'm just going to dive right into demonstrating verse 1. The only thing I will say real quick is at the end of verse 1, there is a really cool fill that is played consistently throughout the song at a bunch of other transitions. Here is verse 1 now. Okay, cool. So coming out of the first verse, we're going to go into the first pre-chorus. The pre-chorus is essentially the same as the intro, except we have a little bit of a change near the end of the pre-chorus. That change is going to be the addition of that fill that I talked about in verse 1. We're going to see that fill come up again, and that's going to transition us into the chorus. So here is pre-chorus 1 now. So coming out of pre-chorus 1, you guessed it, we're going into chorus 1. Before I talk about the choruses, I want to say real quick that in the choruses, as well as other parts of the song, but especially in the choruses, there's some stuff that I added that isn't there in the actual song. Mainly, it's just the amount of cymbal accents. I added some more crash cymbals and a China cymbal in the chorus that aren't there in the actual mix. I just wanted to bring a little bit of my own style into the playing, and as well, I wanted to complicate it a little bit more just because it is such a simple song. For this lesson video, I will be teaching my version, which is a slight variation on the actual cover, but it is very small and it's not that big a deal. If you're concerned though, you can go and learn the actual cover just by listening to the track. You'll see where the symbols are that I added that aren't actually in the song, and you can just sort of adjust. So talking about the chorus, there's 3 choruses in this song. The first 2 are almost the same except for the fills at the end change a little bit. I'm going to perform chorus 1 for you right now. Awesome. So coming out of chorus 1, we have a dropout. After the dropout, we're going to come back into the second half of verse 2 because the first half was played during that dropout and there's no drums. So verse 2.2, where the drums kick in, is where I'm going to pick up. We're essentially playing the same groove from the first verse, except there's one cymbal accent that isn't played here, but that's the only difference. Here is verse 2.2 now. Cool, so coming out of verse 2.2, we're going to go into the second pre-chorus. This guy, again, is very similar to the first pre-chorus and the intro of the song. The fill that transitions us from this pre-chorus 2, into chorus 2, however, is a new fill, and it's a little bit different than the other ones that we've played so far. Here is pre-chorus 2 now. Awesome, so after pre-chorus 2, we're going to move into chorus 2. The only real difference between chorus 2 and chorus 1, as I mentioned already when I was talking about chorus 1, is that there is a little bit of a different fill at the end of chorus 2. Here is chorus 2 performed for you now. So coming out of chorus 2, we move into the bridge. There is no drums for the entire duration of the bridge. Therefore, we're going to skip over that, and I'm going to play for you next chorus 3. Chorus 3 is a double chorus. I'm going to tackle the first half first, which I'm calling chorus 3, and then the second half is the B-side or extended chorus. So we're first going to deal with the first half of chorus 3, chorus 3.1, or whatever you want to call it. So chorus 3.1 is the same length as chorus 2 and chorus 1. There's two differences here. The first difference is we're going to add some extra kick notes. The second difference is the fill again is going to change at the end of this section. Here's the first half of the third chorus, chorus 3.1, now. Okay, awesome. Coming out of chorus 3.1, we're going to go to chorus 3.2 or extended chorus or B-side chorus or whatever you want to call it. This section is a super big open halftime section. There's not really much to talk about here other than the fact that there's two unique fills that happen at the center line of the section as well as the end of the section to transition us out. You learn those fills and you pretty much got the section down because the rest of it is just kick, snare. Here is the B-side chorus, chorus 3.2 now. Perfect. So coming out of 3.2 or extended or B-side or whatever, we're going to go into one of the last sections of the song. It's the second last section of the song. It's the build up into the outro. I just called it the breakdown build up, and I'm only going to play it at the track tempo. You really do not need this slowed down. It is super simple. Here is the breakdown build up now. All right, great. So after the build-up, we're building to the breakdown, and the breakdown in this song is the outro of the song. The breakdown in this song is essentially constructed of the verse grooves. We're just going to put it in halftime form and make it into a breakdown. There are some differences, though. First half, it's going to be a halftime snare. The second one's going to be a full-time snare. Outside of that, there's not really much to talk about this section, and this is the last section of the song, so you have made it. Congratulations. Here's the outro now. Okay, great. So that's it. That wraps up the lesson video. I really hope you guys enjoyed my drum cover and my lesson video for the song Royal Beggars by Architects. As always, if you want to connect with me further, you can hit me up at any of my social media pages. The links to all those guys you can find in the description below. And I will see you guys soon with something new.